mate, what's going on at Liverpool?
I know, it's mental. It's really good though. So Salah's been left out of a team against Inter Milan.
Do you see his interview?
Yeah. Basically saying close friend on the bus.
I'm going to ask you, right, as a player, should you come out and do an interview like that in public?
It depends. It depends what he wants. If he wants to move, then I think he should.
So you're going to be one of those players.
No.
Where if you make it, you're going to think that you can come out and force a move like that.
No, you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it.
Just digging yourself that hole.
He shouldn't do it. But I think from his point of view, he probably might feel as though he's thrown under the bus. And if he's a bit
why does he feel like he's thrown under the bus?
I don't know, because he's a bit of a scapegoat for like with the media and stuff like that. People saying, "Oh, they're not playing as good because of Salah."
But if that's the media, why is he saying it's Liverpool then?
He also said about his relationship with the manager, so that might also be a factor.
Right,
so it could be a bit of a Ronaldo situation at Man United with Ten Hag. So because he came out and did that interview with Piers Morgan, didn't he?
Yeah.
Uncensored. So it could be a bit of that. So he's wanting to get a move. And I know Saudi are interested in him. So
do you think he'll go in the January transfer window?
He's got to, because he won't play.
Didn't you tell me that he'd said something about his family?
Yeah, he told his mum and dad to come to the Brighton game. So I think that's his last game before the international break or AFCON, because they go to AFCON in a week. So
right,
and then that's then the January.
So you think that could be Salah's last game? All right. Listen, even as a Man United fan, I can appreciate what Salah's brought to the Premier League. I think he's been awesome, outstanding. But I don't know if you remember, going back a couple of years, people started getting a bit carried away talking about putting him in that same bracket as Ronaldo.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show you longevity of Ronaldo, what he did for so long. You know, Salah's been great for a good 6-7 years or whatever, but he hasn't held on to it, and he hasn't.
Yeah, but then would you not say that last season his numbers in goals, I think it was 29 league goals, and the way he was performing, he was just like out excelling.
Oh yeah.
But then even this year, I think it was they showed a stat earlier on in the day, but in his games he's actually covered more distance than he did last year when he's played.
Yeah, I'm not saying, I'm not knocking him as a player, but what I'm saying is when what happens is people have a good little period.
Yeah.
And then they start comparing them to absolute all-time greats.
Yeah.
And that's where you've got to be careful. Don't put them on too much of a pedestal, because, like I said, longevity of your Ronaldo and your Messi's, they're on a different level.
Yeah.
And then Salah's on the next level. It's like Haaland for me. Haaland, he's got the potential to be like he's got the potential to be the best, the best goal scorer there's ever been.
Yeah.
But he's got such a long way ahead of him, and you've got to keep that consistency. Year after year after year.
I guess it's only the start of his career in a way, isn't it? Because he's only young, so it's like he's got to keep it up for years on years and years.
He's I look at him, they're the best of their time right now, and it's only after time that we're going to say. Yeah. Listen, Salah's had a brilliant run. I don't know if it's 7-8 years that he's been outstanding.
Yeah.
And now obviously he's had that dip. He's got to a certain age. What is he, 33 or something like that? He's had that little dip now. He did us last season as well, but I don't know if it was it last season or season before. It wasn't great, and then when his contract negotiations come, they were banging in goals left, right, and centre, playing brilliant, a bit like Rashford at United.
Yeah, that's a good point,
to get that contract, and when they get the contract that they've got, then all of a sudden there's a bit of a slump, and then with the pressure and the criticism, then the slump seems to have got a real grip.
Sort of going away from Salah, but do you think just this year as a whole, Arne Slot's tried to do too much to mould the team into his?
Well, obviously we're not privy to what's going on in the training grounds and stuff like that. But I've got to say, last season he won the league, which was unbelievable, phenomenal, right? But it was with Klopp's team, and mainly the way that they played was kind of like, I know he settled it down a little bit, but it's still Klopp's team.
Klopp's way, wasn't it?
Now this season, he'll have gone away from that. The team's played in a different way.
Yeah.
He's brought his own players in, spent what is it, $500 million?
Nearly,
right?
Nearly $500 million.
So it's kind of like falling flat on the face. But you've got to think, for me, the the tragedy with Diego Jota has got to have played a massive part because he's a massive personality in that change room. Everybody loved him. And grief and distress like that, you can't
get away from it.
You can't underestimate it because it will affect people. Now I know they got off to a good start,
but it might have taken a toll later on.
Yeah, because I think they got off to a good start, but I think it's like, right, let's do it for Diego. But then when that initial adrenaline rush and that initial thing sort of dies down, because they weren't playing great, they were getting results.
Yeah, because it was sort of where no matter how many they score, we'll score more, weren't it?
Yeah.
Like the quality wasn't that good.
Yeah, and they were grinding out the wins, but then it's kind of like wheels have come off a little bit. So I don't know how much that plays a fact. Also, like I said, there's players come into the team that haven't hit the ground running. Slot's way of playing is different to Klopp's. So it's a difficult one, but I mean, you can't. I mean, people saying, "Oh, he's under pressure. You know, they need to get rid of him." I mean, he won the league 4 months ago. You can't get rid of him.
Do you think that sort of saved him in a way? Because if he wouldn't have won the league, and he's got to this point, he would have gone.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah,
I definitely. But he did win the league. It's not about if he did win the league. So I can't see how you can sack a manager that won you the title 4 months ago. Now, if the players have stopped playing for him, then that's a different matter because then it's only a matter of time before he's going to go. Because once players, and I don't agree. And you're a young footballer. I would always say you play for the club, not the manager.
100%,
not the manager. Even if you don't like, not the manager. You play for the club, not just because you don't like a manager or I stop playing. You do your best in your situation, and no matter what everybody else is doing, you should always give your best because it's the fans that are paying the money. So you're playing for the club, the fans, and that's what you're playing for. Do you know what I mean?
And as well, I guess at the end of the day, that club's paying your salary, isn't it?
Yeah, the club's paying
your salary. And
also
you're playing for your reputation as a player as well. So then if you're not performing to them standards, then you're sort of, like with a lot of these players who've got contracts with Adidas and Nike, and their sort of brand in a way comes down as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's just it. But there's it's called professional pride.
Yeah.
And you should have pride in your own work and your own achievements and abilities. And I don't get this where players kind of like not bothered and just go out there and play because they don't like the manager. They don't. They want to get rid of the manager, so they're willing to lose. They're willing to play back. But it's making them look bad.
Yeah.
That's not professional pride. One thing you must always have is pride in what you do, pride in yourself.
Yeah.
And that, if you give your best, then it is what it is. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah. So personally, I don't know about you, but I think from here Liverpool just have to sort of maybe go back to basics in a way and just sort of get the fundamentals in. And
what do you mean, like defensively and making sure
because conceding as many goals as they did. Because even against Leeds, they conceded 3 goals.
Yeah.
So it's like defensively they're not sound at the back and structured. And Florian Wirtz, he's a very good attacking player, but he hasn't settled in. So maybe it's just a time of.
What do you put that down to? Because he's a good. Everyone was raving about him before he came.
Maybe it's the change of a jump from Bundesliga to Premier League. But then, if he isn't established yet in Premier League, do you drop him and play someone who's established in Premier League like your Curtis Jones? And I know that Szoboszlai and Gravenberch, when they're fit, they're key players for Liverpool. But it's just at the end of the day trying to get them more fit and get them more firing. Because then they are a force, and they're probably.
When you look at the team sheet, they've got unbelievable players.
Yeah, they just need to play as a team as well.
Yeah, there's something not quite right. I don't know what it is, but there's something not quite right. But do you know like Wirtz is what? Was he
115 or something?
115 mil or something like that. You've got players like that have cost so much. At what point do you have to say, well, it doesn't matter how much we've paid for him. If he's not performing, take him out of the team.
Yeah.
I think you've
it's got to happen for the team, hasn't it? Really?
Yeah. And then they got to fight their way back in. And look at United with players like Sancho that they spent 80 mils on. Anthony, 80, 90 mils. You're paying all that money, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You got to get rid. You got to get them out of the team. Get players in there that will, like you said, go back to understand fundamentals and go back to fighting for the club, fighting for those points. Because at the moment they're getting beat by teams that beat them on fight. And maybe not technically the best.
It's like even teams what some people pick for relegation. It's like Leeds, especially because they're down there in relegation spots at the minute, and they drew to them. So it's like, no disrespect to Leeds, but it's like bigger teams, you expect them to go and smash them, don't you? But then you look at what happened with Chelsea. Maybe that is a problem where they just underestimate them and think it's another game.
Key is, should never underestimate anybody, whatever sport it is, your position, you always give your best. And don't underestimate anybody. That's our first little chat together, all done, I think.
Yeah, is that right? All done.
Right on?
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, what'd you do?
Subscribe and like.